Good morning, dear students of class 12. Today in your English class, we are going to take up the third part of The Tiger King. Now, in the first two classes, we discussed the storyline, the relevance of the title, The Tiger King, how the Tiger King got this name, then the story associated with the Tiger King's birth, the miracle that took place as the barely 10 days old prince started speaking and wanted to know the cause of his death from the astrologers. The prediction said that as he was born in the hour of bull and tigers are enemy, so tiger would be the cause of his death. The young prince, barely 10 days old, threatened the tigers. The growing up years of the Tiger King we discussed, and then on assuming power, the Tiger King went on tiger hunting and then informed the astrologers. But the astrologers were very sure of their prediction. That led to the Maharaja on a tiger killing spree. Tiger killing was banned. Maharaja had to face problems. One problem that he faced was the threat to his throne from a British officer who wanted to hunt tiger in his kingdom. But this problem was resolved by bribing the officer's wife. The Maharaja had killed 70 tigers, 30 tigers were remaining. So marriage of convenience took place. The princes of the kingdom, which had large tiger population, the king married. And each time he went to his father-in-law's house, he killed tigers. Now he had completed like this the magical figure of 29. But then still one tiger was remaining in order to complete this magic figure of 100. So the search for the 100th tiger started frantically. From this portion, we are going to take up the lesson today. Now, tiger farms had run dry in his father-in-law's kingdom. The king recalled the astrologer's warning that he should be careful of the 100th tiger. The king decided that he would give up tiger hunting after achieving the target. There came a good news, and this news dispelled all sadness. In his own state, sheep were disappearing. It could be the work of a tiger, because the work of Khader Mian Sahib and Virasimi Naika, who were both famed of swallowing whole sheep, could not be seen. So surely it was the work of a tiger. The villagers ran to inform the Maharaja, and the Maharaja was so happy that he announced 3-year exemption from all taxes for that village and set on a tiger hunting for the last time. Now Maharaja's anger grew because this 100th tiger was not showing. In frustration, Maharaja got so angry that he terminated the services of his officers. He also raised the land tax of the people. Diwan tried to alarm the Maharaja of the consequences and the dangers and risks involved, as those were the times when people were revolting against states and the Indian National Congress was becoming popular. Probably it is referring to period before independence. But the king threatened Diwan that he would also lose his job if he dared to oppose the Maharaja. Now, Diwan was a strategist. He was very clever, and so he arranged an old tiger from the People's Park in Madras, kept it hidden in his house, dragged literally the old weak tiger with the help of his wife, and then the king was informed. The king reached the place, shot at the tiger simply dropped down dead, assuming dead. Now, the elated king, extremely happy, returned to his capital and he ordered that this tiger should be brought in his kingdom in a grand procession. Now, the 100th tiger was actually not killed. This was noticed by the hunters. Probably the tiger got baffled, fainted from the shock of the bullets. The king had already left in jubilation, thinking that he had killed the 100th tiger. Now, the hunters decided to hide the truth, and so they shot the tiger from a close range. Now it was celebration time in Pratibandhpuram. Now Maharaja, he decided to spend time with his family instead of devoting time to his kingdom. It was Maharaja's son's third birthday and he decided to celebrate it. But when he went to the market to buy a special gift for his son, he spotted a wooden tiger in a toy shop and decided that this was going to be the perfect gift for his son. That shows Maharaja's obsession with the tigers. Now the wooden tiger just cost 2 annas, but the shopkeeper was clever because he thought if he quoted the right price, 2 annas, then he would be punished under the rules of emergency. And probably the king would punish him. How can a king's choice be so cheap? So he very cleverly said, Your Majesty, this is an extraordinary example of craftsmanship and it is costing 300 rupees. Maharaja was happy and then he said, Let this be an offering from your side to the crown prince on his birthday. Now the father and son played with the tiny wooden tiger, but it was carved by unskilled carpenters. The tiny wooden slivers of wood, they pierced the Maharaja's right hand and he pulled it out with his left hand but continued playing with the prince. It was a minor injury, but then this minor injury proved fatal. The prophecy came true. The infection developed and it spread all over the arm. 3 surgeons from Madras, best ones, because it was the life of Maharaja. They came, they examined and they operated Maharaja's. But when they came out from the operation theatre, the statement was, operation was successful, the Maharaja is dead. Means the procedure carried out was perfect, but Maharaja is no more. In this manner, the 100th tiger, a harmless wooden toy tiger, took the final revenge upon the Tiger King. And the prediction turned out to be true. A wooden toy tiger became the cause of Maharaja's death and it proved the prediction of the astrologers correct. Now, if we look at the title, the entire story revolves around the Tiger King. The king is crazy about tiger hunting. He marries a princess whose father's kingdom had a large tiger population. And his anger, frenzy, ruthlessness was as ferocious as a tiger. Finally, the cause of his death became a harmless wooden toy tiger. The prediction that tiger would cause king's death came true. So the story revolves around the Tiger King. And it could not have any better title. Now, there are humor, satire in the story, throughout the story. And if you see the conversation between King and Diwan about King marrying a tiger and his ancestors being married to swords, generates lot of laughter. Like this, there is exaggeration, humor, but then there is also a satire in the story, a hidden satire. The character of the Tiger King is comical, eccentric character. He behaves like an autocrat. His subjects, the senior officers, tremble with fear. He is moody, whimsical, behaves in an irrational way throughout, and he even resorts to bribery of the British officer's wife to save his kingdom. Means he can compromise with principles. Now, if we look at interpretation of this lesson, the message lesson carries, it's a warning to man to stop his ruthless exploitation of nature. And this has caused extinction of innumerable wildlife species. Here we all agree. Just for pleasure, just for fun, just for thrill and entertainment, man has become mindless, so mindless that he is causing harm to innumerable wildlife. The story is about crime of thoughtless killing of tigers and its punishment rather than the power of destiny. That is, the prediction. It doesn't focus on that, but it focuses more upon thoughtless killing of tigers, which is a crime. That's all for today's class. We have completed the lessons, the Tiger King. You will be provided with resource material related to the lesson, and if you have any queries, you can post it in the group or in your Google Classroom. Thank you.